Have you ever wondered where your money goes every month and why you're struggling to save? So if you don't know by now, I am Professor Nance, and this is Personal Accounting, Managing Your Money Like a Pro. This is lesson 1. So for this first week of class, what we're going to talk about is what is personal accounting. So before we get into personal accounting, let's talk about accounting in general, right? I am an accountant. I'm a CPA. I've taught accounting, and accounting is known as the language of business. The reason we call it a language is because basically through accounting, you're able to tell a story. You're able to translate your money into a system that clearly explains everything. And so, as discussed previously, we're not going to get that deep into the actual side of accounting, but we're going to use accounting to help us with your personal accounting. And so what is personal accounting? Personal accounting, I have my definition right here, is the process of tracking your income, expenses, savings, and debt to understand your personal financial situation. Basically, in traditional accounting, we have what's called a general ledger. In the general ledger, every transaction, every time money goes out, every time money comes in, we record it in this general ledger. From a personal accounting standpoint, you're going to have a ledger as well. It's kind of like a financial journal. And we're going to do this multiple ways. You can literally take a pen and a piece of paper and write it down if that's what you want to do. Not to call anybody out, but my sister still keeps her checkbook where she writes all of her information in there. Shout out to my sister. But you don't have to do that. There's apps for it. I love Excel. I actually literally keep an Excel spreadsheet with all of my expenses. We'll get more into that later, but most of my expenses, my big expenses each month, so that I can accurately track that information. Okay, so why is personal finance or personal accounting important? It's important because it helps you stay organized. Too many times people just don't know where their money's going or where it's coming from. I think most of y'all know where it's coming from. Y'all count that paycheck. You look for it to land in your bank account every week. But too often people don't know where their money is going. That has become increasingly the case as we rely more and more on debit cards, credit cards, and less on cash. Previously, when we walked around with cash in our pocket, I knew I had $20. At the end of the day, when I put that $5.27 on my dresser, I know how much I spent. When you're swiping a card day in and day out, it's really easy to forget. Oh, that's right, I did go get a smoothie. Oh, that's right, I did stop and get me some new shoes and things like that. Now, credit cards and debit cards have gotten way better with providing real-time updates on your spending. But how many of you have experienced times where there has been a delay? You go to check your account, you think you're good, you got a couple $100s in there, but you forgot that there's something still pending, and so you end up overdrafting. That is a byproduct of not having your own financial journal or you're keeping up with your finances. And so that's why this is important. It also allows you to be able to budget. So a budget is a plan. That's all it is. It's like, I'm gonna say I make $2,000 a month. This is my plan for how I'm gonna spend that $2,000. That is what a budget is. A budget is not meant to be like something that weighs heavy on you, where you're like, oh gosh, I messed up my budget. I went over, I went under, I feel bad, or I feel really good this month. It's not meant to be that. It's meant to be a plan where you can keep track of what the plan is. And then if you do it correctly, you'll be able to compare month by month by month to see how well you did on your plan. Me personally, I've been keeping my budgeting spreadsheet for years at this point. And so when the electricity company tried to increase my bill over the summer, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. No, I got that. I checked it last month and it wasn't that much. So it allows me to really be able to know what's happening. Funny story, one time our water company literally did charge us. They overcharged us. And between me and my neighbor, who's also was an accountant. It's the craziest thing. But because of my spreadsheet, I was able to go back and look at the trend, and I noticed that when the bill went up by like 50%, and I was like, no, that's not the case. And so for you, if you're not in that position where you're able to go and look at your finances and know that your electricity company, that your cable company, that your water company, they overcharged you, then you're spending money that you don't have to spend. Quick note, if you're not checking your bank account daily, then that is your takeaway from this call. You must absolutely, I know it hurts, sometimes you don't want to do it, but you better be looking in your bank account to see every day what's going in, coming out. Another fun story is I got double charged for a plane ticket one time. This is years ago. I would have never known. I don't remember which airline it was, but they would have been happy to keep my money twice over. So if you're not checking your bank account daily, then you're already starting at a disadvantage. So those are two takeaways. Check your bank account daily, and I don't even remember what the other one was right now, but you know, write them down. All right, and the other thing is it helps you with your financial goals. So if you have a goal of wanting to retire one day, if you have a goal of just wanting to take a vacation, wanting to buy something really nice, a new car, then by keeping track of your finances, keeping up with your budget, you're going to be able to reach those goals. And then hopefully, eventually, it's going to prevent financial stress. You kind of know what's going in, you know what's going out. Every once in a while, your car might act a little funny and you have to spend a little extra money there. But for the most part, you know what's going in and what's coming out, and so it's less stressful. And so some of the things that you can start to do, like I said, is to start checking your bank account daily. Start thinking about getting a handle on what money is coming in, what's going out. You don't have to do anything with that right now. That's a lot, but that's part of where we're going to be moving. And so we are actually going to keep up with that in what's called a personal income statement, but we'll get back to that later. And so the thing I want you to do this week is make sure that you're checking your account. And today in the chat, what I want to hear from you is, how do you currently track your finances, if at all? And how's that going? So thank you so much for tuning into this first video. Let me make sure I got everything. And I'll be posting the next video in the next couple of days or so. So once again, check your bank account and let us know in the comments, how are you currently tracking your finances, if at all? And that's it. See y'all later. Bye.